What's up, friends? It's Core. Welcome to my tournament coverage for round 1 for the RU Cup, or the Tundra RU Cup. This is RU tournament for some reason. I decided to join it, and also, for the record, my cat is inside of my recording studio right here, kind of running around, and yeah, I might have to... Okay, 1 second. Ooh, he was kind of crazy. He kind of snuck in here, and as you guys probably saw inside of one of those older videos, this is not really a recording studio, it's more of a closet, so a bunch of clothes are everywhere, really close to the ground, and he was like hiding behind clothes. Whatever. This is round 1 for the Crown Tundra RU Cup. For some reason I decided to join the my least played tier, besides like some of those really offshoot ones. I don't really play much RU, but I made these teams the day before since I had a lot personally going on, so hopefully these teams are actually, pretty good. But we're going against AllTerrainVen0moth over here. He was a pretty cool dude. I had an enjoyable time talking to main man over here, but we have a couple of replays to talk about, so let's cover these games. Alright, so over here we have good luck, have fun, guys. We got a ban Circuitry. Yeah, so I think this dude's like a staple RU player or something. I don't really know. It seems he plays more RU than me. But again, this is a new meta, so I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. He probably didn't know what the fuck he was doing. This is just me throwing these new mons together since I wanted to use this. So of course, I'm using a Hail team since I'm cheap like that, and main man over here is using a Webs team. So I have my Vanillix and go for the Aurora Veil just straight up. Was worried he was going to paralyze me there. Set up my Aurora Veil. He's going to go for the Webs. And then I'm going to go boom! Take him out. Could have just went for like a different attack, but I decided to boom. Because I wanted my Arctozolt in since I actually had the Light Clay instead of, yeah, he misses a Thunder right there on Fort. But yeah, I have the Light Clay on my Vanillix since I really wanted to have the screens on this mon. Which, this Arctozolt is actually Shuckaberry, which is very cool. So, he misses the Thunder, doesn't really do much, because I can just Stomping Tantrum him. Then he goes into Zadog, and he thinks I'm going to switch out or something, so he goes for E-Speed. I had the Shuckaberry, and I was behind screens, so I know I wasn't going to take, like, anything from an Earthquake, but, just in case. And then he says, like, how, and because I'm fast and all that kind of stuff, so, Alright, and I just go for the Icicle Crash, and he actually has a Yache Berry, but it doesn't matter. Goes into Sheathic, though. He fucking dies. Bolt Beak just straight up takes him out. He goes into this dude. I just go into Mudsdale, try to eat a Head Smash, but he misses the Head Smash. So a pretty sad game to start off with. Like, I just get really lucky. I EQ over here to just go into Slowking since there's like nothing he can do. Big old Beam does absolutely nothing, and then I just T-Wave his switching. So all his mons can't beat this mon. I could just spam Scald. And he misses another Head Smash, which probably would have done quite a bit. Yeah, so that is the GG. Okay, so first game was a little bit destructive. Not on my skill, more of just on hacks. So I didn't play too well, and a couple mons didn't even come out. Like Tornadus, I put it on the team, but he didn't do anything. Anyways, let's move on to the next replay. Alright, now I am this time rocking some Double Toad. This is what the team is called. It's called like Double Toad RU. I'm going to be making a Showdown All-Stars on all of these teams, probably, since they were pretty fun. But anyways, this is the team. So we have our Damp Rock Politoad, Swift Swim AV Seismitoad. I don't know why I put that on there. Life Orb Barraskewda, normal Articuno with Heavy Duty Boach, normal RU Comfy, and then Crobat since I really didn't have anything for the grass type, specifically Comfy, since Comfy kind of just destroyed me. So I wanted to have Crobat on so it could eat the Draining Kiss and the Giga Drain. Anyways, let's start off the battle. Alright, so yeah, we have like some dude saying go. I don't really know who he was, but whatever. He starts off with Big Queen Nido. He says hi Circuitry since CMD doesn't like Circuitry. Just sets up the rocks on my face. I go for the Brave Bird again, and he hits me with the Sludge Wave. Yeah. And then I proceed to go for a Roost here. And he predicts me and goes for Earth Power, which is pretty legendary. Now I want to go for another Earth Power, another Roost, but yeah, I give him a goal nice. I defog the stuff away, go for the Sludge Wave, And I just sack this Mon just like straight up. I don't know why I sacked it. Then I go into Articuno, since I didn't really care. Okay, so here's my thought process, which, let's just cover all the things I did wrong. First of all, I switched out my Crobat. There was literally no reason for him not to go, like, Earth Power made no fucking sense on him, since, like, I guess it could work. Like, it was a good, like, it could, but I think he just wanted the rocks. There's literally no fucking reason for him not to go for Sludge Wave there. I would have died from Brave Bird, so unless he wanted to, like, read my Roost or something like that, but I couldn't really break him down. But anyways, then I proceed to go into my Articuno, and instead of just Ice Beaming straight up, I did proceed to U-turn, since I expected him to go into something like Barraskewda, basically anything that could have eaten a hit. I think he also has, like, Big Fat? No, Fluffy. But whatever. I go for the U-turn for no particular reason, or I could have just Ice Beamed. But then I go into Politoed over here. I'm a defensive variant, physically defensive, but still. And then I proceed to go for the Scald, which I'm glad I didn't Ice Beam. I'm just going to go for the Scald. Now, I am a Damp Rock, so of course I'm using that. And then he kind of tells me exactly what his Barraskewda is, which I don't think he should have, since I kind of played around the Barraskewda at the beginning, expecting it to be like, you know, knowing that it can outspeed my Barraskewda is making it so I don't want to risk a speed tie, since of course, unless he's like fast or like Jolly, I was adamant, since there's no reason to not be adamant, but knowing that he's Scarf, I'm not going to risk a speed tie, and it kind of just made my entire game plan a little bit easier to play around the fish over here. So, yeah. And he tells me how much speed it has. I go on the Comfey over here, and I actually go into the Seismitoad. Now, I really wanted to go for the Giga Drain here, but he had no reason not to go into the Salazzle, but I was so fucking confused. And it turns out, you know, since he's Scarf, he goes for another Crunch, and yeah, when you Scarf. So, he just keeps going for Crunch. I miss the Power Whip, and go into my Crobat, and just let him take me out like that. Unfortunate, I missed that, but, you know, it's fine. I go into Comfey again, and I wanted to go inside my Seismitoad, expecting the Salazzle, but I didn't want to take any kind of crunch on my Seismitoad. And besides, he could have just, actually, if I wanted to send my Seismitoad, I could have just fired off a Scald or an Earthquake and taken out him on. But I go for the Giga Drain right here. I get a nice little crit. Doesn't mean much. Goes for the Toxic into my Articuno. Probably not the best play, but the only play I probably could have made, since I needed my my Watery Boy. Goes for the Fire Blast, and Articuno lives and actually hits a Hurricane, which is very nice, and then I die. So of course I'm going to go into my Priority Mon, and just proceed to go for the Drainy Kiss. Alright, now here's the weirdest thing he probably could have done. He goes into the Barraskewda knowing I have Giga Drain, probably expecting to live, but again, this is a fucking Comfey with Life Orb. This Mon's insane. And then he goes into the Beware, which, like, I don't know if he knows about the power of Psychic Terrain. Spoiler, Psychic Terrain does kind of put in some work inside the rest of this battle, but Comfey can't do anything in Psychic Terrain. All of its moves are Triage, or, yeah, it doesn't have to run speed, since it's two forms of attacking, which is Draining Kiss and Giga Drain. Any kind of healing move, it has priority. So, like, indeed, he literally just walled me. I had nothing to do. I would have to, like, go into my Seismitoad and sack it. Could have, like, did a double switch, or just went for a Psychic and taken out my entire team. But he proceeds to go into the Beware and SD up inside my face, so of course I'm just gonna spam Draining Kiss. He goes for the Drain Punch. I don't know why he went for the Drain Punch, but he wanted a little bit of HP. And I go for the Draining Kiss, bring him down to 4, and he's going to go for the Double Edge and take me out. Now, again, I really should have lost this game, but he proceeds to go into the Indeedee over here, which cancels out his one game plan. Now, it turns out he was Giga Drain on his Comfey, which, if he just went inside a Comfey first, he already knew that Giga Drain one-shot Barraskewda, and I also had a ground type that, you know, is not going to be taken anything like that, even with like a Rindo Berry. I was AV, but come on, it's 4 times effective. So he could have just won right there with the Comfey, but he proceeds to go into the She Kinda Thick Though, or the Indeedee. Set up the Psychic Terrain. I just one-shot it with Liquidation. I don't know if he said GG here as like I won, or if he said GG as like I know you're gonna win, but he does go for the Giga Drain here. It gets nullified due to the Psychic Train, and that is going to be game. So yeah, not really my proudest win, but you know, he was a good sport about it, and it was pretty fun to play with him. So I do not know what's going to happen next round. I'll probably get put down inside the ground since I don't know how to play this fucking tier. I do have another team that I was planning on using. It was actually the actually I'll just show you all the teams right now since I think that would be cool. All right, here's the team from, or here's the team from game 1. This is RU Dinosaur. We got Rex over here. He didn't come out. He was a whole weakness policy screen set. I think it was a pretty cool idea, but you know, again, he didn't come out. Arc Result, of course, put in work. Vanillix, just, you know, normal Vanillix set. Defensive Slow King. Tornadus didn't do anything, and Mudsdale didn't really do anything either. I don't know what the stat distribution does, but you know, I'm not going to diss on it. All right, next team. All right, now this is the Double Toad team, or RU Double Toad. Got Physically Defensive Polytoad. This is kind of looking like a Gen 5 Toad. I just really wanted to use Rain without using Rain Dance. So of course I'm going to put on a Polytoad. Got the Swift Swim Seismitoad. You know, unfortunately Power Whip didn't do too much. Barraskewda, we all know this thing. Articuno with the Booch. Normal Comfy, and then the really defensive Crobat, or you know, somewhat defensive. Has a good defensive typing. And then the final team is going to be RU quote-unquote water. Now this is actually a kind of a meme Pokemon. So as you can see right here, Savali Flying looks a lot like it should be Savali Water, because Savali Water is just like a lighter shade. So I decided I wanted to do this to, you know, maybe switch on like an Earthquake Mon or something. It's not like Arceus, which the flying one looks like the ground one. They're like entirely different. The steel one, no, the steel one and the flying one with Arceus look very similar. So some dude messed it up instead of like a tournament game or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny, I guess. But I decided to do the same thing with Savali since I think it would be a little funny. Maybe get some people a little crazy. So if they want to switch in on a water type attack into something, I have these attacks. You know, Iron Head and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, then we have the Rhyperior. This is enough speed to do something with some very basic shit. Defensive Mantine, Specs Exploud, Xurkitree, which has the Shucker Berry, and then a Yachi Berry Virizion, since I don't know what to put on this Mon. So I just put the Yachi Berry on. But those are all the teams. You can use them if you want. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the next game for Crown Tundra RU. So tell me what you guys thought about this game. I know I was kind of ass, just in general. I could have played it better, but you know, it's good to review these things to try to improve that way. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and keep on the lookout for my videos.